Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for a new review, courtesy of one of my Patreon members who wishes to remain anonymous, but it was thee who is responsible for you seeing this before you now, and allowing me to do this nice in-depth review for you. So a huge thank you to that person. And, you know, like I said in the unboxing, the fact that they wish to remain anonymous, it just shows what a selfless act it is. I mean, they don't even want recognition, they just wanted to see it on the channel, so God bless you. It's just a beautiful looking figure. I really have waited a long time to get my hands on a Justice League Wonder Woman sculpt so that I can compare it to the Dawn of Justice version and the solo movie training version. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all kinds of fun. So I hope you enjoy the review, guys. Let's get started. So getting straight into the fun stuff, the head sculpt and the likeness to Gal Gadot. I've put them in the order that I think the likeness is closest. So in third place we have Dawn of Justice. Second place we have the Justice League sculpt, slightly repainted because of this concept version. And in first place, taking the prize, the training version head sculpt, the mascara figure. Now it's definitely not the same sculpt as the Justice League one. They're two totally different head sculpts. The chin's different, the jawline's different, the cheekbones are different, the nose is different, the eyes are different. Everything is different about these two sculpts. So, but I'm gonna take all the heads off and I'll film that video separately. I don't want to get bogged down in this review comparing head sculpts and spending half an hour talking about eyes and noses and chins and stuff. So as a separate video after this, maybe I'll film the Wolf Predator review next, just to get that done because I know you guys want to see it. I figured I'd do this video first because Wonder Woman's quite a basic figure. In this case, she's got the shield, the lasso of truth, and some ricocheting bullet effects, you know. And also in a separate video, because I want to review this figure as a stock figure that you're going to be getting yours looking like this. I haven't done anything to the hair yet. This is just totally stock hair. I haven't put any gel in it or anything like that. Obviously I did put some products in the hair of the BVS version to get it to calm down a bit. This one is actually not too bad. I think it's a different type of hair they've used, and I haven't pulled it over the shoulders yet. I'll do that in this review, but I'm not going to be doing anything to the hair in the review. I'm just going to review it as a figure that you're going to be getting. So that will also be in a video coming up soon. I'll show you how to do the gel and how I do it and all that stuff. So keep an eye on the channel for that. So yeah, definitely the strongest likeness to Gal Gadot is right here with the training version head sculpt. But again, we'll get a much closer look at all three together, off the bodies and much closer together. All different lighting scenarios, different angles, up, down, side to side. We'll get a real good look at all three heads. They're all very nice. Let's take a look at the boots. Again, the only thing letting them down really is these ankle joints, the way they're exposed like that. I mean, there must be a way. Just take an artistic liberty and redesign the boot a little bit just so that something comes along to cover that. I think people would rather see a little bit of extra boot design rather than that hideous, what do you call that? That's just not pretty. Yeah, the skin this time doesn't have much of a shine to it at all. Very kind of a matte finish on this one. I really like that because some of my other version, well, she's quite matte now. She calmed down over time. When I first got her, she was very shiny looking. But this is, they're definitely improving with each one. Just little tweaks, little tweaks. But, you know, the whole swapping it out for a Firesin body thing, I just don't think you can really match the muscle tone and the collarbone there and stuff like that. Hot Toys really have got that down. And these bodies are tougher than first thought. I mean, when I first got this one, I was one of the first people to review the BVS version. And obviously, you know, to get this one early, I had to pay big, and I did. I had to pay way over the odds to get this early. I mean, I made it back in the YouTube ad money thing eventually. But it was a bit of a nerve-wracking review. I mean, something totally new like that body. I'd never dealt with anything like that before. I mean, Firesin's just a totally different game to what Hot Toys are doing here. But, yeah, they do seem to be making little tweaks and improving things. But, look at the skirt with the stars. Looks really nice. The gold with the silver as well and the vibrant red. Nice, kind of iron-looking gauntlets. They look very tough. We just turn around, we can see the shield in all its glory. It's just such a vibrant looking piece. I love the base, love everything about it, man. And like I said, I mean, about the angles, you're not seeing it from the front, so I don't think many people are going to display Wonder Woman like this. You might do, but you'd be missing out on the glorious view from the front, in which case you won't see those hideous joints at all. And she just looks totally seamless, which is Very, very cool. Let's just turn the head down a bit. Yeah, the hair on this one, man, right out of the box, look how smooth, and it looks like it's, well, maybe they conditioned it. Who knows? But it's really soft and it just flows nicely. You know, I remember when I first got this one, forget about it. It was it was crazy. There was just strands everywhere. It looked really sort of frizzy and dry, and oh, it still does really. I mean, the gel helped a bit, but at the ends, if you focus on it, it ain't good. But this one, right out of the box, I mean, who knows? Maybe I don't even need to put any gel in this. I mean, I kind of want to anyway, because it gives you more control with posing, but it really is, they are improving as they go along with these Wonder Woman figures. Figure by figure, things get better. Let's take a look at that shield. This glorious shield. Wow. That is nice. Look at the design. The scribe. The logo. You've got gold, red, white, blue. There's a fair bit going on. Side profile again, not looking too bad. Jet black hair. Who's that girl? Well, guys, I have to say, I was just trying out one of these bullet ricochet effect things, and that likeness is just pouring through at me right now, because I don't know, just the angle or the pose she's in. I mean, look at that. There she is. That is beautiful. Really love that effect. See, I've never had the bullet ricochet effect with my other versions. Obviously, BVS, they hadn't thought of that yet, or maybe they were saving it to entice you to buy more. But this one didn't come with that either. Wow. Especially when you bring down the brightness a bit, it just looks incredible. Again, the hair's really looking good as well, and that's right out of the box. I ain't done nothing to it. It's kind of want to try bringing the hair around a bit. Oh wow, look at that. I mean, obviously it could be better, but look at that. That's absolutely stunning. I was just trying to get it to look like she was kind of moving forward and the hair was kind of trailing behind her, but it's a damn shame we can't use copyright music on YouTube. I just put on a clip on Instagram of a pose like this with the track The Grudge by Tool playing. The first sort of 30 seconds of the song, the drums are just pounding out that tribal badness, and it's a match made in heaven, man. So go check out my Instagram page, same name on here, Dean Knight 333, and check out the video where she's holding up her gauntlet and blocking the bullet with the song playing. It just looks friggin' sick. But yeah, just trying a little action pose here. The groin grabber thingy won't go any lower than this, so I wanted to get her to sort of spread the legs and rest them on the actual table here, using the base just to kind of keep her up. You know, if you know my reviews, figure always falls down eventually. I don't want that to happen to Gal Gadot though, so I try and avoid that. But yeah, just trying to get some action happening here for you. But the hair, I really like it actually on this one. The way you can sort of just mess around with it, it does kind of what you want it to do. Anyway, maybe if I... Boom! Oh, it happened! Oh, God. No! Well, she's balancing pretty well. I don't want to use the face for every pose, but just to show you that she can stand up on her own. And I don't want to mess with those ankle joints too much. I mean, back with the BVS version, I didn't have so much grief. I was able to sort of twist them and turn them, eventually get them to pivot the way I need them to. Obviously, you can see that ankle needs to be pivoted that way so that it's flat on the ground. But I just, after my experience with the training version where I had an ankle peg snap, just don't want to mess with it. So, but there she is, looking up in a very kind of, I don't know, it's like a painting, that kind of pose, godly. Just hear some kind of like ethereal kind of choir singing over this pose. And this is one of those kind of simple, like, don't stress me out poses where nothing's really stressed out on the body, but she still looks kind of actiony, you know, like she's about to leap into action. You could always put the sword in the hand as well, or something like that. But there are poses you can do with her that you can leave long term. I mean, these bodies, like I said, they're tougher than we thought they were. I mean, they really are quite well designed. Great bit of technology here. You can bent the elbow when I was doing that bullet deflecting pose. I left it like that for about half an hour, went off and had a drink, came back, and it's fine. No problem. Went right back to normal. It's like that kind of weird memory stuff. It just eventually just goes back to how it should be. Yep. There's your don't stress me out pose. Yeah, just trying to mimic that pose. The awesome No Man's Land scene in the Solo movie, but I don't want to pan down to the legs because I don't know what they're doing. I tried. But again, it all comes down to the pivot on the ankle. I don't want to mess with it. So it's got great posability though. Great spread. The knees bend a little bit. You kind of get to a point with it you think, I don't want to really bend it any more than that because it feels like it's kind of telling me not to. But yeah. But she can hold that arm up, hold the shield up. Maybe it's just because I've had, well, this is the third one now, so I'm just a little bit more experienced with handling the body, but it just feels easier to pose this one as opposed to that one, which is the second one I got. Her arms are a bit, especially around the shoulder area, just seem a bit stiffer and a bit less. I mean, for instance, that's the closest I can get the arms to the body, I think. I don't know, maybe it's about turning the arm inward. This one, you can really sort of, like, as well as raise it up and down, you can actually turn it inwards to help get it flat to the body. But you can probably do that with all of them. It's just easier with this one for some reason. Anyway, there you go. I'm just gearing up to put her in a kind of running towards us kind of pose. And I thought, why didn't you put some magnets in the shield? That would have been sick, so that you could use the ricochet bullets on the shield just in the center or just, you know, around the edge or something. I don't know. But yeah, it would have been nice to get some magnets in the shield as well. But, you know, it's still cool. Still awesome. Let's get this pose happening. Alright, so we got her running. And I might tweak this a little bit though. But I wanted to just kind of hold up the shield to protect her face. Obviously the threat is coming from this direction. But it's pretty cool. Legs look good. Natural. Yeah, your running pose is alright, but you need to be careful. I want to lean her in more and tweak it, but you don't want to start creasing the skirt because that's what happens. If you start leaning the top torso in and bringing the legs up to start running, you might end up with, I mean, the body's tough. It can take, you know, poses and then sort of lose the creases over time. But the actual material, the skirt, I wouldn't mess with that too much. So yeah, I'm going to put her up straight again, because I don't want to mess up them pretty threads. Alright, so I brought the hair forward and did the classic kind of Linda Carter Wonder Woman pose. Not the first to do it, Justin did this too. But just thought I might as well chuck it into the review just to kind of, you know, get it in there. So it's a moment like this when you bring the hair forward and you're trying to pull off a pose like this and get it to look good, you realize you do need that gel for certain looks, because it just looks a little bit strange to me without any product in the hair like this. But anyway, it still looks, I mean, most people look at that and say that looks absolutely fine. And there's great articulation in those arms, able to get you nice and close to the body there. The usual thing, be very careful when you're handling the Wonder Woman bodies. Just, you know, the instructions will warn you not to rub on the skin and stuff, because there is like layers to it. If you take off the first layer with your thumb, it's going to look a little bit odd. But no, so far she's holding up really well. But just be careful when you're handling your gals. Wonder Woman. I had another little go at the hair, just using my fingers on either side, just kind of like, just holding it there for a minute, and then it just kind of sit. See, that's where you want it to look. You want it to look like it has weight to it. Like it falls and just frames the face naturally. You can see the side of her face that my hand's on looks way more real now and way more like Gal Gadot. Whereas this side is the very, like I said before, the hair makes or breaks it. You know, the more realistic it looks and the more weight. See, the weight, when I took my finger away, it moved and started to come out. See, hair doesn't do that. It would fall like that and frame the face. So you can just see it looks way better. But it's up to you guys. You got to find your own way of achieving that. But I find a bit of gel helps. But don't say, don't tell him I told you to do that. I'm just sitting there trying to get the thumbnail at the moment, taking some pictures. Just liking the way she's looking, so just share this angle from a bit further back, turn the head down a little bit, still messing with the hair. Just trying to get a look as real as possible. It's not hard with a figure like this. Hot Toys have a reputation for making very realistic looking pieces. And she certainly does look alive. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's insane. Look at that thing. I mean, are you on the fence? Because you shouldn't be. That right there is a stunning piece. Just show you the view from the back. The hair doesn't look too bad. I will say the obvious. Her butt cheek is showing rather a lot. I don't know, maybe that's because I've got her legs a little bit open, and if they were more closed, that bit of the skirt would conceal it. Not complaining, although it's weird. It's a figure, but it's, yeah. It's interesting. Anyway, there it is. It looks great from the back. It really does. Anyway, let's turn her around. There it is. There she is. There's Gal. It's a stunning piece. It's hypnotizing, man. Seriously. Now, in order to get this cape or cloak on her, the head came off really easy, so that was not a problem. Just popped right off, and it's got wires, kind of like the BVS Batman cape. They sort of start and sort of stop. The wires, anyway, they sort of stop about here, so it just allows you to get a nice weighty look to the material as it goes over her shoulder and falls behind her. So people worried about whether this will stain the body or not. It's probably not worth the risk. Put it on there, take some pictures for your, you know, your photos and stuff, and then just maybe take it off again. Just holding this head sculpt in my hand, I mean, I go back and forth, but it really is a good sculpt. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's getting very close, you know. Different angles. It's nice when the shadows kind of naturally fall around the face, but just as I'm moving it around, you can see it's definitely Gal Gadot. It's just, I don't know whether it's 100% or not, couldn't tell you, but it's very impressive. They certainly are doing well. Look at the, just noticing the eyelashes in the top there. Oh, I can't really show you with one hand, but right there, see the eyelashes? That is really nice. I wonder, does the regular Justice League version have detail like that? Yeah. Yeah, the detail on those eyelashes is really impressive. I didn't notice that before. I love that. Alright, well, let's put the head on the body. It's a nice material. Hangs really well. It's a nice color. I'm not too clued up on my exact color names, but I don't want to call that navy blue because there's a little something else going on there color-wise, but it's nice. The wires help. Like I said before, we're just getting the look of weight. The material falls over her shoulders and drapes behind her. No matter what you do with this thing, man, it just looks good all the time. This is a Wonder Woman figure to get. Seriously, it's really, really, really impressing me thus far. I'm sure it will for many years to come, because I've had BVS since day one, and I still love that piece. I still look at it and think, wow, but this one is better. It just is. It's better in every way. Just love it. That's how it looks from the side. Very nice. But now I think I'll take it off, just to avoid any risk of staining. But it is a nice little accessory just for some, you know, quick photo session action. Let's get a quick look at how it looks with the training version head sculpt on this comic concept art version body. I think it looks good. There's no doubt about that. It definitely looks nice. Skin tone matches up. Looks good. Looks very good. Come up from the side. How's the transition? That's not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and check it from the angles. Yep. Well, you can always switch around, have some fun. I might be coming back to this look for a little pose session because, I don't know, the muscle tone just really seems to come through on this body. I mean, it does on all the bodies. Whoop, that looks weird. She ain't got no head. But yeah, the muscle tone on this one just jumps out at me for some reason. I guess it always helps when you kind of light from above, like the light is kind of coming down onto her, which just casts all these little, see the way the collarbone's really jumping out. See, that wouldn't be so obvious if the light was coming from directly in front or all around her. She'd just be lit up like a Christmas tree, but in natural light, you know, you get your shadows that fall because the sun's above you, so it just makes it look very real. But yeah, that's how that head looks. I'm very impressed with that. Alright guys, that's the end of the review. I don't want to drag it out too long. I think we're clocking in at about half an hour. Again, a massive, unbelievably massive thank you to one of my Patreons who made this review possible by sending this piece along. Wants to remain nameless. I know who it was, but obviously they don't want me to say, so God bless them. Just an amazing thing you did, and I'm so in love with this piece. You've made me very happy. The camera ain't lying to you right now, guys. I mean, just you can see the gold, the blue, the red, the muscle tone, the slight shine, realistic skin, the hair, the face, the pose she's in. I mean, that right there is stunning. If you're on the fence, I can wholeheartedly tell you this is a beautiful Wonder Woman figure. Absolutely must have if you're a Wonder Woman fan. If you just, you know, if you've been holding out, you know, you haven't got the BVS, you didn't get the Justice League regular, you didn't get the training version, you're wondering about this one, so you hold out for the 84 version that's coming out in a little while once the new movie comes out. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that this is a no regret piece. You'll get this, you'll love it. I love it. It's absolutely stunning. I'm proper enthusiastic about this one. I really am. This is just gorgeous. So yeah, I'm going to start editing this review now, and later on I'm going to do a true light review outdoors for this piece. I'll take it out in the natural light. We'll get some some nice footage of her. You know, it's not been very sunny in England lately. It's very cloudy, but it should be bright enough to get some cool footage of her outside, just so you can see her in the natural light. But she looks great in here with a combination of the kind of warm bulbs above with the kind of harsh LED above here. It just looks really nice. So honestly guys, I definitely recommend this piece. And again, massive thank you to the wonderful person who made this review possible on Patreon. If there's anything you want to see that I haven't shown, let me know in the comments and I'll make that happen. Wolf Predator review is in the works now, so that will be coming up pretty soon as well. That's going to be quite a big one. There's a lot to show with the wolf and a lot to tell you. I've got a few niggles as well with the wolf. A couple of little frustrating points there, but we'll get to that in the review. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Let me know what you thought. Thanks guys, hit the bell icon and make sure you don't miss any videos when you subscribe. That's what that little bell's for. Follow me on Instagram at DKnight333. Check me out on Facebook. If you want to become a Patreon, just sign up for $1 a month. In the future I'm going to be doing figure giveaways. Any figures that I get through Patreon to review will be going back to the Patreons in raffles. So you can check that out if you want. Just helps me keep the channel going and get more reviews up here for you. Alright, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.